All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And we're going to talk about the day after. Gary, it's time we talk about the day after.
The day after. There's so many day afters.
In this case, it's the day after the election day.
The day after the election.
Yeah. And Gary was suggesting, hey, let's do an energy reading on the day after the election. And I'll read for the Democrats, and Gary's going to read for the non-Democrats.
I got to do all the other parties?
All the other parties, starting with the Peace and Freedom Party.
The Green Party.
Away from there.
Libertarians and the Republicans. I forget them.
And just look at the energy of how people are feeling post-election. Obviously, things change. These are entertainment-only readings. Things change. I've done readings earlier saying that after the election, Biden was happy but exhausted because that he was the one that would have been running at the time. Now he probably won't be so exhausted after the election because he just has to be the president, which is not exactly an exhausting job. Well, it wasn't under Trump when he took 4 days a week off and he golfed on the fifth day.
Yeah.
It's to his personal time. Literally, the guy worked an hour a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Just he wanted to watch Fox News and all the news agencies to see himself on TV.
Yeah, exactly. God. All right, so let's dive right in, shall we? What's the energy of the Democratic Party looking like on November 6th?
Oh my gosh, we're going to get started before 2 minutes.
Yeah,
hey, give us a thumbs up if you like that.
Stop interrupting. The foundation of the reading is the Three of Coins. I think the day after the election on that Tuesday, we're still waiting for the returns to come in. They're still counting the ballots. We don't fully know what's going on. There's some concern, things like that. But it just, and underneath it, the Empress. Oh yeah, Mom is in charge. I think the ballots are still being counted, but things are looking solid.
Yeah.
I think we got a solid thing going on here, and the Empress is underneath it. No, it's pretty much Kamala Harris is going to win. It's just that she's leading in swing states that haven't finished counting their votes yet, but it's unlikely that that all the states have been called, so she doesn't have the full electoral vote. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. There's the Kamala Harris.
There might be 3 states that we're waiting on, and the minute we get those 3 states, celebration time. So it just might be there's 3 races that are decided early in the morning, 3 a.m, or something like that, as they're counting the votes. Kamala, we're celebrating. Kamala's in.
Is the Empress the 3rd major arcana?
It is indeed. So I've got 3 cards there. Maybe she gets 333 electoral votes.
Hey, don't put those away because I want to read on that when you're done.
Get your own greeting. Get your own cards. Get your own spirit guides, man. Okay. In the past, we've got the 9 of Coins. They look at Kamala Harris. They look at her values. It excites them. And then 9 is 3 + 3 + 3. We're getting all these Pythagorean theorem. I forget what they call it. The 3, 6, 9 are these special numbers that I'm not remembering the name of right now. The current situation is the Justice card. This is going to be, we've got the law and order president coming in, as Susan Lynn refers to her. But there's going to be Trump and his ilk. They're going to say, oh, we're going to the courts over this. For some folks that were saying that get very concerned about certain counties not certifying the election ballots or certifying the votes, every time they tried doing this BS in 2020 or 2022, the courts shut them down, and they shut them down quick. Basically, certify it or go to prison. That's what you're facing. The judges aren't fooling around with this kind of stuff. Overarching energy is the King of Swords. The people have spoken. You got the Justice card and the King of Swords. They have spoken. It's going to be definitive. To me, this isn't going to be wow, if Trump can just overturn Arizona In Georgia, it's going to be like he has to overturn all the swing states. It's going to be that much of a beatdown. Again, somebody said, if he wins Florida, if Kamala wins Florida, it doesn't matter if Georgia's close or the voter suppression in Georgia, because Florida's got like 3 times as many delegates, electoral votes in it relative to other states in that area. The lesson to be learned is the Lover's card. It's just hope and joy came through in the clutch. And the outcome is the Ten of Swords. I'm looking at the Ten of Swords is bringing something to an end, death by 1,000 cuts. And I really think that's going to be Trump, the Republican Party, MAGA. It's not like the day after the election, they're dead and gone and we have no memory of them anymore. But it's over. It's over and done. Yeah, there's going to be court cases. Yeah, there's going to be challenges. But they're not going to go anywhere. And then we turn Jack Smith loose.
Yes.
And Jack Smith then gets to go after the rest of the folks that were causing problems in 2020. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. I think we got this. Democrats are happy.
Did you put those away?
Put them all away.
Oh man! Yeah, it's essentially the same thing. What I was reading on that is, the 3 of Cups, the women celebrating, and the Empress. Yeah, it's the women votes. It's about reproductive rights and family planning. That's going to be the big swing in this election.
Stop screwing over one of the biggest voting blocks that's out there, idiots.
Yeah, duh. And I got the Jack Smith vibe on that overarching energy, the King of Swords. Just like, okay, the Justice Department is now ready. Now that we've got all this out of the way, and Trump is not going to be the president, we can start on the justice path.
And again, and I've said this multiple times. Once Trump is defeated at the ballot box, he loses all political relevancy.
Yep.
He's not going to be elected president. He's not going to be installed in office. And all these delay tactics that we're seeing in the court cases will go away, because the whole point of the delay tactics was to give him the opportunity to be elected president so that he could executive order all of these things out of existence. And you won't be able to do that, and there's no sense in tying yourself to this political albatross, because it's not going to do your political career any good. He's never going to be elected, and why bother protecting him at that point unless he has something over you?
Yeah, those cards from the current energy all the way to the end are all court case cards.
Yeah.
They're all about the court cases. Everything is going to start launching forward, and that Ten of Swords, it's the end of Trump's political career. Yeah, it's the end of Trump as we know him.
It's everything. Everything's gone. I mean, Judge Cannon's been delaying it. Well, guess what? She may not be back on the court case again, but what good is it delaying it to keep him out of prison? Because there's going to be all these other court cases that are going to go forward. Why risk your federal judgeship over something like that?
Yeah.
No, Jan 6 case will go forward. The New York criminal trial case, if he hasn't been sentenced, it'll be sentenced for that. The Georgia RICO case will be going on. There's no protections against those. Carry on. Your turn.
Okay.
How are the Republicans going to be feeling?
How are the Republicans going to be feeling on?
How are the hillbilly vanillis going to be feeling there?
So on November the 6th, how are the Republicans going to be feeling?
Maybe they'll be excited too.
Queen of Cups. They're muting their emotions.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep a lid on those emotions there. They could be happy emotions. They could be not so happy emotions. Cross with the 10 of Cups. The big happy family and twirling around with the kids. Everything went exactly as we planned. I don't know if that's the GOP energy or if they're seeing the Democrats' energy. Because I guarantee if the Democrats win, they're watching. That's exactly it, David.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
They're watching the Democrats celebrate good times, and they're like, "Grrr." What was it? What was it that you were saying earlier, David?
I was looking for a thumbnail for this before I started. Where Michelle and I are living in 2020, there was a bunch of you put it up on you. Put it up on you. There were some folks down the street here in the next town over, Danville, that were blocking the intersection. Well, they weren't blocking the intersection. They would just hit the walk buttons and hold it up for 30 seconds so they could walk out with their flags and their roller skates. And it's like stop the steal flags and stuff like that. What I was looking for, and I remember seeing it, there were banners that said, "She lost, get over it, no one cares about your feelings."
Yeah.
I wanted to get a banner made up that said that with one red X over the letter S in she.
Uh-huh.
So now it's he lost.
Yeah.
Get over it. No one cares about your feelings. So that they could take basically exactly their words. You change the pronoun. Oh, pronouns. Yes. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, how does it feel to have it shoved right back in your face? Yeah. Type of thing. But I couldn't find that thumbnail, unfortunately.
Sad. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here is we're seeing the Democrats celebrate. They're not happy. They've got, and underneath it all, the sword of truth has come out, baby.
I'm only clapping because I was going to say the one thing they're going to be waiting for, Gary, are the court cases.
Yep.
And so I was waiting for something that would look like a court case, and that's as good a card as you're going to get other than like the justice card or the judgment card. They're waiting on the court cases at this point.
Yep. So underneath it, it's like, okay, well, we lost. Okay, now we got to sort of take this to the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court will see through these shenanigans and goings-ons led by the Democrats.
You might have a layer reading going on, too.
Layers, like an onion.
Yeah. Who's the biggest voting bloc?
Women.
Yes. And are they going to tell their Republican husbands how they voted?
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Women, take it that way. A woman, a female Republican voting for the Democrats, and why they might do that.
In the past, Republicans were looking at their legacy. They were the party of money. Trump was our boy. He was gonna make us all rich, and life was gonna be grand. And boy, is that in the past. Current situation for you lovely Republicans, including me. We won! We won that election! You guys cheated! I picture them, David, as a 10-year-old Gary who is losing at Monopoly.
That never happened. You always won.
Oh, yes.
You always insist on being the banker for some reason. I don't know.
Exactly. Yes. No, trust me. I enjoy the banking part of it.
Yeah, the oligarch. The Monopoly oligarch.
Yes, it is in the rules that the banker should have an extra $1,500 to start the game and 3 properties.
Yes, we called it Deutsche Bank.
the overarching energy is the Tower card. The Republicans, they built everything on Trump and on Trump's truths, if you will. And it's just everything came. It was built on a bad foundation. Everything came collapsing down. The women voters. They struck lightning. They blew the top off of this tower, and now everything is crumbling underneath it. The whole GOP they're going to have to rethink everything at this point. Yep. So that 10 of swords is really linking to this card.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. It would be nice for the Republicans to have policy to run on again.
Oh my God! You mean policy other than owning the libs?
Yeah, exactly.
It's such an effective policy. The lesson to be learned: the Page of Pentacles. If you want to have a seat at the table of governance, You need to offer something of value.
I'm laughing because I looked at that card, and the first thing I had was you have to give something. You have to offer something of value.
Yep.
I was just waiting for you to get there, and you got there.
With the Page of Pentacles, it's just like, the lesson to be learned is, maybe it's time to restart, to rethink this platform. Take a new beginning to this platform and see what you guys can see, what we can bring that's actually valued, instead of just chaos. The
outcome.
The outcome. The Nine of Swords. The nightmare is over. The self now what I'm told is that the nines are kind of personal, like the self-inflicted cards. Basically, you know what? You did this to yourself. The other phrase is the dog catching the car, right? You caught the car with Roe v. Wade, and you pissed off a bunch of women voters that went to the polls and just sunk you. And this could also be, finally we can rid ourselves of this Trump headache that we've got, and which ties in very nicely with Dave's Ten of Swords as the outcome on the Democratic side. The end of the Trump MAGA era, and the end of Trump's influence as a former president, because he won't have any more influence. So this could also be just for the United States. The Trump nightmare is finally over, and we can get on with our lives and fight like normal human beings in the political field. Did you want to take a spin on this at all?
The only thing I would throw in there with an overlay is that women, I think, kept a lid on their emotions. They voted for their families. No, for themselves, for their families, for their friends, and they want to be valued. And this current party in its current direction wasn't going to value them. Had an insect land on my microphone there. And so they voted their values. It's kind of like maybe you should listen. Maybe you should talk with us next time you take our rights away.
Yeah,
we might have an opinion on this. And who's going to argue with that?
I'm not going to argue with that. When we were having the readings that we did last Saturday, I was kind of in a foul mood that day, and it's a similar situation where I had an assignment at work I was voluntold to do, and I didn't have a voice at the table. It's basically, you're going to do this, and I didn't have a voice to say, I don't necessarily understand how we got to this decision point where all of a sudden Gary needs to do work. And so
normally Gary just hangs around at work by the coffee machine talking with people.
And I didn't mean it quite like that, but it's like I didn't understand how we got to the decision point. What was the whole background that got us to this, that this is the correct solution to address this issue.
How can you make an effective presentation if you don't know what the issue is underlying the request for the presentation?
Ding, 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 ding.
You want to be successful, you have to have some background.
Exactly. And that was a conversation I had today with someone at work, and she gave me the information I needed. So it's like, oh, okay, well, that's the issue. Okay, got it. Yeah, we could totally do that. And now I know what I need to do so that I'm presenting something that isn't answering a question that nobody is asking. Because I want to answer the question that people are asking, not just giving some random information that no one cares about.
Right.
Do you want to do a quick four-carder on how Trump is feeling on November the 6th? Or, better yet, how Melania is feeling on November the 6th.
Melania. She's probably Justin Trudeau.
And forgive me for not remembering. I'm going to have to have it tattooed onto my arm. But what does Dr. Lena say about this?
Too much news, not enough gossip.
Okay, here we go, Dr. Lena. This is for you. Hopefully you're watching this far into this video.
All right. And you're going to throw on, how is Justin Trudeau feeling after? Let's throw at the same time. Let's see.
Okay.
Bring it on down, Gary.
Let me do a good shuffle so that I get
No.
this Justin Trudeau energy.
Makes for bad television.
How is Justin Trudeau feeling about his prospects?
Again, did we happen to say that this is for entertainment purposes only?
Yes,
We are not implying that there is any type of relationship between Justin and Melania.
Indeed.
Not saying that at all.
No.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Signifier. Pow. So Melania is feeling victorious. Justin's feeling a little judgment.
Yeah, Justin's ready to toot his horn.
Card. Tower. Strength card. Oh, Melania's won. She wins. Melania wins. Melania wins. Melania wins. We got 2 cards that match. You got the judgment card in the tower.
Yep.
I got the judgment card in the tower. So I'm going to zoom in on mine real quick here.
Yeah, please do.
For Melania, victory. This stupid thing is at an end. You know, here's the judgment card. I made it through this marriage. Get me the hell out of here. Bye. I'm leaving. See you later. I'm not leaving a forwarding address. Get out of here. Bye.
I'm taking my swords with me.
Exactly. My shoes are coming with me.
How's Justin Trudeau feeling? He's blowing his horn. It's like, come, Melania, see all the wonderful things that are valuable.
Oh, now. It may not be Melania that's he's tooting his horn about there.
Well, he might not be, but he's gonna manifest something. Look at all the things I can create. I bring new things of value to you, and you weren't happy where you were before, Rapunzel. Let down your hair. At the end of the day, I think Trudeau's going to be a little confused about this. I just have a feeling that Melania is not going to go running into his arms, and he's going to be very confused by this.
No, what I see happening with Trudeau is like, oh, thank God, the United States has chosen sanity.
You're going to go for a legit, huh?
Yeah, your spreads like that right there. It's basically Trudeau's like, oh God, the voice is spoken. Yep. I can begin normal negotiations with the United States again. There's a lot of trade stuff that we need to get done here, and I don't have to deal with Donald anymore.
Yep.
Now the underneath card with the moon card, but for how long? Because he may not be the prime minister for much longer. It just they have their elections coming up fairly soon, and it's going to be a tough race for him to be reelected.
Yeah, I think that if the United States, doesn't go insane, if they retain their sanity and they vote Democrat, and certainly the cards seem to be indicating that, that's great news for Trudeau.
Yeah.
That means, like France had their elections, everything came out good. England had their elections, everything came out good. The United States had their elections, everything came out good. Now it's Canada's turn.
Yeah, exactly. The momentum might be for him.
Exactly. The folks that are more hard right are going to see the writing on the wall. So maybe the folks that are more moderately leaning to the right are just like, yeah, you know what? We don't want to hitch our wagon to a losing cause here.
The fact, there appears to be a global pushback on right-wing extremism.
Thank God.
Yeah, and this could have gone a different way. I think Sterling, Psychic Medium, was seeing. He thought he saw the world moving more to the right before it moved to the left, and recently he was saying, with things changing, like with Kamala Harris, it's almost like we've sped up the cycle, and we'll be. It's like we're instead of moving 3 spaces forward, you're going to jump 6 spaces forward. Mm-hmm. So you're going to jump over the challenges that you might have faced during that period to a period in the future, and it just condenses. For all you Star Trek fans, that's how warp drive works. You don't move faster than the speed of light. You just warp space and condense it so that as you move over it, it's like an accordion, like Trump's accordion. You can go this much or you can go this much, but it's still the same amount of stuff that you covered over. It's just compressed.
Yeah, I wonder if the acceleration was the month of July. Where you're saying there's going to be a shift to the right, because certainly in July, everything was going the Republicans' way. All the polls were showing the Republicans Biden decides to drop out, and
it would be before that. It would be before that because the English elections were on July 4th. France elections were before the English election. So it's something that's been building momentum. But a shift happened, and and this might help Justin Trudeau and his party maintain power in Canada, so that he's got more time to be the prime minister.
Yes,
they might even, his party could win, and he may step down and have somebody else be the prime minister. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, well, thanks for sticking around with us to the end here.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's for entertainment purposes only. We're just a couple of slobs reading tarot cards on the internet. What do we really know? Other than there's this cattail up here, and I really want to get it.
Leave my cattail alone.
All right.
Hey, so leave a comment. I read all the comments. I respond to many. If you like this nonsense, give us a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe. We're getting close to 11,000 subscribers, and hopefully by the time you see this, we will have achieved 11,000. It is currently Thursday, August 29th at 6:27 p.m. So who knows?
And at the very, very end of it all, Libby, send a prayer out for Libby and her mom from Meister Tarot. They've got some health issues they're dealing with here, and we wish them all the very best.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great night. Bye.
I'm not going to hit the end recording button. It's just going to keep going forever and ever and ever.
It's wonderful. So I wonder how many people we lost.